Hello everyone and warm welcome back to Mystic Serenity. Today we will be looking at who exactly is your soulmate. We will dive deep into the characteristics, personality, looks, astrology and so on. So we have three paths to choose from as always. We have the ruby red, we have the carnelian, and we have the rhodonite. Okay, so pick whichever card, crystal, pile you are drawn to and we shall begin your reading. Hello, pile number one. If you have chosen the ruby red card, then this is the reading for you. From the very beginning, you have chosen the card that states you will be passionate, protective, and prosperous. This already tells me that your soulmate is a very charismatic being. They are very romantic, very loving. However, they are quite strong in nature, so don't be fooled by their kindness and sensitivity. Okay, they know exactly what they want. I feel like they have some sort of royal blood in them. You know, they may not necessarily be a queen or a king, but their ancestors may have been, or they have strong connections to people of high power, or even spiritually they are, you know, connected to the higher power themselves and are very strongly tied to those aspects. Ruby red also demonstrates a person that comes off quite intensely, so they may be intimidating to others initially. However, they do see through them quite quickly, and if the person does let others into their inner circle, then they will be treated like royalty, and that's where the keyword comes from as well. So they are very kind in nature. They just know how to stand their ground. Okay, so that's the first message that came through from that card. Let's have a look further with the use of tarot. So thank you. Who is pile number one soulmate? What are they like? Can you tell us? Pile number one soulmate. Okay, so we have, I'll take this one, thank you. We have here the Queen of Swords. Yeah, so as I say, talking about royalty, they are somebody of a high position. They are very independent. Also, don't be fooled by the word queen. You know, it could be a male person as well. It is just somebody that is, how can I say this? They come off as very independent, very aloof, a little bit cold-blooded, but that is because they have this very strong wall up. They have this barrier. They have very strong boundaries, and to a lot of people they seem like they can't approach them or touch them and so on. But the reality is, if you show respect to this person, they will show respect back to you. Okay, they love the color dark red, purple, royal blue, these kind of shades. So if you see someone wearing those kind of shades, know that the spirits and the divine are directing you. They are communicating with you that the soulmate is very nearby, or it may in fact be that person who is wearing those colors. 10 of Cups, yes, they are very family oriented. Okay, they have a very well established home. They have a big family, massive family. Okay, they may well live in the countryside. Yeah, so they may have a bungalow, a cottage. That is where they live mostly, or that is where they come from. I do see that for some of you, they might actually be working in the city because of work, but their roots originate from a countryside cottage. And their family may actually be some sort of designers, clothing designers, shoemakers. They may well knit, have a small shop in their village or something like that. Okay, I do hear south of France. France is coming out a lot. England for sure. Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, quite easily. Then you have Norway, I'm hearing as well, Finland, the Nordic countries. So they may have roots from those backgrounds. Okay, so that's very, very interesting. What else can the spirits tell us? They may well have a cat as well, some sort of pets. Oh, another thing that came up, I've just literally seen, is that they may be in the honey business, their family may be, or they may be, well, themselves, or thinking about doing this, or working in some sort of shop where they sell honey, or they produce natural kind of remedies. Okay, that stood out quite clearly to me. It hasn't before, so that's another message for some of you. This may be another sign. Okay, what else? Thank you. So 8 of Wands. This person is very adventurous. They are a traveler and they can't stand still. Okay, they're constantly on the go. They constantly want to keep upgrading, keep on challenging themselves and challenging others. They bring out the best in others, sometimes unfortunately through tough love. Okay, so I think because of their nature and the way that their family is, they are just natural born kind of business men, businesswoman, kind of business person. So the 8 of Wands tells me that they are constantly shooting for the stars. And this is just constant. This isn't like, oh, once in a while. They are constantly like that. So they're very motivated. They set their goals and that's it. So as I say, that's another kind of characteristic which is intimidating to others. And I feel like you actually do know this person either through a family friend, or you work in a place and they are kind of like in the higher up kind of fields in offices. You kind of barely see them, but you do come past them here and there. Or you know them through a family friend because of connections and so on. They are running this business. So whichever one calls out to you, mind you, this is a general reading, so a lot of messages will come out. But these are the things that are coming out. What else? What else do we know about this person? What else? Who is pile number 1? Soulmate. Oh, thank you. 6 of Cups. Yes, that's actually wonderful, because this tells me that you do know them and there may be your childhood sweetheart. So what I mean by that is you may have gone to school with them for a few years when you were younger, and then you moved away. Your paths just completely separated and you never saw them again until recently, or you are about to see them again through a reunion or a meetup or something along those lines. Yeah, they are your soulmate, absolutely, and this is coming from your childhood period. Yeah, and again, that cat, they definitely have a cat somewhere in their cottage, in their fields. They may also be working in a gardening business or have some sort of vineyard. There we go. I couldn't pronounce it then. So yes, that's another sign that they are not 100% British. So that's lovely, actually. Let's have a look. What else do we know about them? Who else, or what else should we know? Two of Pentacles. Yes, so they are a very responsible person. The background, if you can see this, you can see the sea and the boat, the moon, and so on. They are from overseas. You know exactly who I am talking about. Perhaps you met them overseas. Perhaps, you know, they are here on holiday, or some sort of, I don't know, business endeavor, because Two of Pentacles, as I say, is a responsible person. They're juggling a lot. 8 of Wands also tells me that it is in correlation with the Two of Pentacles. Constant challenges, constant decision making that they have to do. So they are of a high position. That's been clarified by the ruby red crystal and the Queen of Swords card automatically. And yet you are connected spiritually already, even though physically you are not engaged. Perhaps you're not even communicating, because I'm not really seeing any communication cards. The only communication cards I can see is the Queen of Swords. Swords represents communication, but again, as I mentioned at the beginning, Queen of Swords is somebody who is quite aloof. She doesn't talk just to anybody. Like, there needs to be a reason for you to communicate with them, and most of the time it is business related. But I do see some sort of family reunion, or a family friend kind of puts in a good word for you, recommends you, or they recommend them to you. Something along those lines, which will happen, which will bring you two together. You may, some of you, with a very, very small percentage, be already with this person, and this is a confirmation that yes, you are with the right one. Okay? It may just be that you needed some sort of confirmation, which is why here you are, and you're very welcome. Now, let's move on. Let's have a look at the astrology card. So let's see if we can get further confirmation as to who your soulmate is. They are also very fair. So what I mean is that because they come from these kind of Nordic countries, they do have a fair complexion. I see dark, kind of gingery hair, light brown hair. Okay, so let's have a look at the astrology cards. Who is pile number one soulmate? Thank you and thank you. Let's see if we can get a confirmation. Thank you, thank you. We have the card of Virgo, and it says here, the energy around you is dutiful, hesitant and humble, with a discriminating, diligent and painstaking air. So they may have Virgo in their birth chart. Okay, and I like to call it the main four. So we're talking about Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Okay, they may well have Virgo in their chart. Okay. Or it may be that you have or you will meet them during Virgo season. That's another thing that came out. But more so than anything in respect of their natal chart. Okay, I'll take it. Thank you. Uranus. So we have your potential for sudden change, enlightenment, and awakening. So let's get another card out just for a confirmation. Oh, wowzers. Okay, so we have here third house, your potential to learn something and your local neighborhood. So this person definitely has Virgo in their chart. The influence that they have on you is in respect of change. So there will be a lot of communication happening because of your potential to upgrade yourself. And this is actually quite hilarious because people with Virgo zodiac, they are very work oriented. They are earth signs, you know, so they are always striving for perfection. And Uranus, so we're talking about your potential, the enlightenment and awakening of your connection will happen through the communication, which will be them leading you onto a project. They are going to teach you something. It perhaps maybe even about life. Okay, and local neighborhood is something that stood out. So this is definitely a family friend. And the moment that you do see them, like literally eye to eye, you will know that they are the one. You can't explain it. It's just that instant kind of connection through eye contact. Okay, and that will be the sudden awakening moment that will occur. But they definitely have a Virgo in their chart. It's definitely a family friend, and there's definitely going to be some communication happening due to work reasons, but also there will be that kind of awakening moment of recognition, like, oh my gosh, I recognize you from the past life, or I recognize you from this life, from when we were kids and I just knew you were the one. Or even if you are with this person now, like the small percentage of you, know that very, very soon you will realize that they are 100% your soulmate and you are with the right person. Okay? So lastly, let's have a look at the monology messages. Is there anything else that we should be made aware of? Any other messages in terms of pile number 1, soulmate? Thank you. Any other messages for in respect of pile number 1, soulmate? Thank you. Wow, we have a couple here. Okay, so we've got focus, we have the law of attraction, and we have cleansing. So that does tie in nicely with the cards that we have here. So the law of attraction, that is obviously attracting your soulmate and bringing your souls together. That is the 6 of Cups and the Uranus. Okay, then we've got cleansing. So this person will actually help you transform yourself and release the negative energies that you may have in respect of your love life. Okay, you will finally be cleansed. You will be able to transform and progress into the best version of yourself, and they will help you do that. That's another sign that you will know they are your soulmate, and they will help you focus, because that is just simply in their nature. They know exactly what to do in order to reach the goal, and you will become very, very good partners, best friends, lovers, advisors, therapists, you name it. They are your soulmate, therefore they have a lot of titles in these relationships, like you will or you have as well. So I hope that has brought you some confirmation in respect of who this is. I know exactly that you know who I am talking about. You are just waiting to see this, and that is absolutely fine. I look forward to hearing from you about that. But until then, thank you so much for joining, and I shall see you next time. Hello, pile number 2. Thank you so much for joining. If you have chosen the carnelian crystal card, this reading will be for you. So right off the bat, what I can see is by you choosing this pile, we have here, be a motivational leader, encourage others around you. So your soulmate has got leadership qualities. Doesn't necessarily mean they are of high position, but they don't follow the rules. They only listen to themselves, okay, because they see the reality of the situation. They don't follow the system. However, they do give very good advice to others, okay, and they inspire people to do better. They encourage people to become their best selves, their best versions. So they are leaders, and they are looked upon very highly. Okay, so these are the first qualities that have been revealed to me in respect of your soulmate. Let's have a look at what the tarot cards will reveal. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Who is pile number 2 soulmate? What are they like? Thank you, thank you. Oh, a bit too much, but I'll take the 2. So we have here the Queen of Cups. Yeah, so that already tells me that in terms of leadership, they are absolutely influential, but more than anything, they influence emotions. So what I mean by that is they are very good in areas such as well-being, therapy, keeping people in check, okay, protecting people from negative energies, from negative circumstances. There may well be a psychologist working in healthcare, counselor, teacher, even lawyer, just a person that protects the innocent from the evil in this world, okay. But they also maybe the person that gives advice to those who have done wrong in the world and tells them how to turn this around and become a better person. Okay, so again, a counselor kind of profession. They may well have their own business, but I don't necessarily see that for all of them. I do see that this person is very, very in tune with their emotions. They're very wise in that area, and that is why they are able to influence and lead others in that department, and they trust them because they know exactly what they are talking about. They're very well experienced considering their age. You know, the two don't necessarily match, but they are very, very well respected for that. They may also be working in a charity sector. We have the Page of Cups again, so yeah, this person is a very emotional, but I don't mean that in a negative way. What I mean by that is they are capable of showing how they are feeling through words, through actions, you know, and they are not afraid of showing love, showing kindness, showing that they care, but they are also not afraid to let others know when they have hurt them and when they have done something bad. Page of Cups tells me that they are kind of a child at heart, so they are able to be silly in the right circumstances, and yet the Queen of Cups tells me that in other sort of circumstances they are absolutely capable of taking charge. There's absolutely no problem with that. They are very passionate about what they do for a living and what their purpose is in this world. Okay, let's have a look. What else can we know about this person? Page of Wands, talking about following their passions, and actually Carnelian is a card of passion as well, a card of motivation, a card of bringing in that positive energy. Okay, and Page of Wands again, following what they truly believe in. Okay, they do have very young energy, so even though they are capable of being mature and of having a lot of responsibilities and literally changing the world, I do feel like they are slightly younger than you. It doesn't matter what gender. They are slightly younger than you, or they may be the same age as you, and because you're not used to that, you consider it as young. But it does actually surprise you because you didn't think that somebody of that age is capable of doing so much. Okay, so that's another thing that's coming out. Okay, what else? Thank you. And another card of cups. They may well be a water sign, just to let you know. Okay, Four of Cups tells me that because they spend a lot of their time being there for others, they struggle to be there for themselves. They are a little insecure, they do lack confidence, but they don't show anyone that. This is like their inner thoughts, their inner emotions. Okay, so they do a lot of like self-recharging, and they go on nature retreats, and I just heard they may well be into farming business or something to do with nature, because this is how they recharge themselves. They also help animals, I'm hearing, so they may well work in like an animal charity as well. I don't feel like you have met this person yet. Some of you may well have heard of them, but for majority of you, you've not met this person at this moment in time. Okay, but you will, because what I'm feeling is something will happen in your life that will make you seek professional advice. And yes, it does happen. You can sometimes connect with a professional on a spiritual, emotional basis, and it may well be that this is what will happen to you. It may well be that for some of you, if you are taken, a lot of these characteristics may actually well match the person that you are with. Okay, so take that into consideration as well, because this is a general reading. You have to pick out what best resonates with you. Okay, majority of you, you've not met this person. If you're taken, a lot of the characteristics may well match the person that you are with and may well make sense. Okay, and then the last card that came out, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles tells me that this person loves to work in luxury, loves to live in luxury. They are just a naturally luxurious person. So there is a reason why they are helping others, because they want to see them flourishing. They want to see them in comfort. But they also want that for themselves, and they don't mind spoiling themselves. They don't mind having, which is another thing that I am seeing in a lot of those cards, really fancy rich carpets and a lot of golden cups, a lot of rich kind of trees and huge gardens, even some sort of Greek temples. So they do like to live in luxury. Okay, so if you see somebody with gold jewelry, there may be a lot of golden rings, like real gold, or a golden watch. Okay, or these kind of little things will show you that this is the person that I'm talking about. Okay, random thing, but they also may have a pet squirrel or squirrel living in their garden. That's another thing that came out. And a lot of orange trees as well. So they may have a lot of fruits growing naturally in their garden. They are a natural person, and they do work hard to look after themselves and look after others, but they do like to live in luxury, and hence the hard work paying off and reaping the rewards that they have planted with the seeds they have planted. Apologies. So yeah, if you also see a lot of doves flying over, which is what this card shows me, you may not necessarily see the actual birds, but you've got the shadow of the birds. If you see doves flying over, or birds, 3 of them flying kind of in a pack, know that they are near you. That is another sign that they are near you. Also, if you see oranges or squirrels, these are another kind of, or butterflies even, a lot of butterflies here actually. If you see these signs just randomly walking in the street, know that they are in your proximity, that they are literally just feet apart from you. Okay, so that's a sign to look for. Now let's have a look at the astrology cards, if they can give us further confirmation in respect of who your soulmate is. Whoa, so we have the card of Aries. So they may well have Aries in their chart, and I like to use the first 4, so not necessarily the first 4, but rising, sun, moon, Venus. If they have Aries in those 4 planets in their natal chart, then know that they are your soulmate. Okay, the energy around you is dynamic and spontaneous. Crusading, impulsive action is likely. This is very interesting because the carnelian goes very well with the fire signs, so that was the first indication, and obviously Page of Wands being fire signs too. But I do see that there is a lot of water as well in their chart, so Aries may well be one of them, but I sincerely think and believe and feel that they also have water in their chart. But let's see what else will come out. Okay, any other indicators? Thank you. Okie dokie. Interesting. The first house, what people see and the impression you give. Right, so that actually clarifies my my thoughts in them being a water sign. So it may be that this is the impression that they give off, that they are sensitive, that they can be childlike, that, you know, they're very kind, they're very caring, they're, let's just say they are very warm-hearted. They are not a cold person. That will be the first impression that they give. So their ascending sign, so their rising sign, may well be a water sign. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Aries could be in any of the four. And we also have, interestingly, Taurus card coming out. So we have the energy around you shows the abundance of nature. It is rich, earthy, productive, yet relaxed and slow. And that nicely confirms the Nine of Pentacles cards, because Nine of Pentacles and Taurus, more specifically in terms of earth signs, they love to live in luxury. They are very kind people, very family oriented. They will help others. They will be there for you. And they do love to recharge in nature, but they also like to live in luxury. So that's a very, very good confirmation. And again, please look at their rising sun, moon, and Venus sign for that. If Taurus is in one of them, then that's another confirmation. If they have all three that we've mentioned, Aries, Taurus, and water sign in their ascending, then that's an extremely strong confirmation that they are your soulmate. Okay, now let's have a look lastly at the Moonology messages for any further confirmation. Thank you. So, any other indicators of who pile number 2 soulmate is? Thank you. Right. We have mystery. Well, this is what we're trying to uncover. It is definitely a mystery. And that may be because of the energies that they give out in comparison to who they truly are. And you may also find them mysterious. Now, a lot of the water signs, and we're talking about the ascending signs here, they do give off that mysterious aura initially. That's the first impression that we get from these signs, if their ascending sign is a water element. Okay, so that's another confirmation that ties in nicely with the first house and the other cups cards that we have here, cup cards. Okay, then we have here intuition, another confirmation that this person may have a lot of water in their chart. Water signs are extremely intuitive. Okay, like literally all of them. They may even well have psychic abilities and so on. Mystery, intuition, the fact that we had Queen of Cups as the first card as well, strongly indicates that there's a lot of water in your soulmate. And you know what? It's beautiful, because this way you will always know where you stand. You will always know what they are truly feeling towards you. Like they are just absolutely awful in hiding their emotions. Okay, it doesn't matter if they have Aries or Taurus. If they also have a combination of Aries with any other water sign, then they absolutely can't hide what they are feeling. You will know exactly where you stand. You will know exactly what they're thinking and feeling and so on. If this is what you already have, know that this is your soulmate. And the last card we have, embrace uncertainty. Now, embrace uncertainty. So that is more of a Pisces card. And I say this because Pisces, yes, they are stable individuals and they know what they want and they're very caring and motivated and so on. Just like any other water sign, they are prone to mood swings and changing their minds, and they do have a difficult time making a decision. It takes them a lot to analyze things, and they do absorb a lot of energies, and that makes them retreat into nature, as we said. and they may well change their minds tomorrow or in the next 5 minutes. So embrace that characteristic from them. Another thing that I can say about that is we do have water on this card, so that is like the fifth confirmation that this person has a lot of water in their chart. And I keep repeating this because I think it is so clear, despite having Aries and Taurus in their chart. They may well be in Mercury as well. But I am certain that Aries or Taurus is definitely in the four main signs, as I like to call them, and that will be another confirmation for you that they are your soulmate. So, having said that, I hope you have enjoyed this general reading, and I shall see you next time. Hello, pal number 3. Thank you so much for joining. If you have chosen the rhodonite crystal card, then this reading is for you. So straight away, what I can see is by you choosing this card, your soulmate is someone who is clear in their communication and is very strong and successful. So this tells me they may be in politics, in business. They may well be a lawyer, fighting for justice. They are very good negotiators, very good influencers. They may actually have their own social media account that strongly influences people to do the right thing. But justice is the thing that stands out, as well as business, so they may well be in those kind of sectors. So these are the first qualities that have come out from this reading. Now let's have a look at further messages from the tarot cards. So thank you. Who is pile number 3 soulmate? What else can we know about him? Thank you. We have the moon, a person of mystery. So this person is very deep, and what I mean by that is they feel things incredibly deeply. They have a lot of secrets. They think for themselves, and they speak less than they listen. So they listen more than they speak. Okay, they are night workers. So a lot of the best work comes from nighttime. So it won't be somebody that works your typical 9 to 5 per se. This is a person that is most likely self-employed or absolutely works crazy hours. And this is why it may be very difficult to meet with them. But they know exactly what they want out of life. They do tend to travel a lot overseas. That's another thing that I'm seeing, and a lot of it is to do with partnerships, with communications, with keeping professional relationships. Okay, it may not be a massive organization, but this is part of their job. This is what they do. Okay, so as I say, their best work comes from nighttime. And they love extremely hard. They are romantics. Okay, and this is why, because of their depth and because of their ability to feel so strongly, you may not always know where you stand with them. You may not always know what they're truly thinking and feeling. They're kind of reserved in that way. They are very mysterious, very mysterious people, but know that they do feel deeply. Okay, so what else? Oh, thank you. Yeah, talking about travel, we have here the 3 of Wands, which is in fact the card of travel, planning, organization, and so on. We literally have the boat here, so traveling overseas. Thank you, that has been confirmed. Okay, they're very free-spirited. They don't like to be tied to one spot, but they are committed when it comes to relationships. Okay, so if they decide that you are the one, and they will, because you are their soulmate, they will absolutely move heaven and Earth and the whole universe for you, just to accommodate you and to be with you. Okay, they have absolutely no problem doing that. And if anything, they may even suggest for you to have multiple houses across the globe, mainly because they like to travel and for you to constantly be together. Then the Queen of Wands tells me that they are very well known. This is a person with a very high social status. Okay, they are glamorous, they're very charismatic, very passionate about what they're doing, they're very motivational, and you know, as we have seen here, be clear in your communication and you will be strong and successful. They absolutely are strong and successful. Okay, they are known for their work. They walk in literally the tiniest streets and people recognize them, even in the biggest street. Sometimes asking for photos may have a celebrity status actually. Like, may not be a high one, but like a small one, small influential one. Like, they are recognized for the work that they're doing, so people in their department will recognize them. Okay, and they're very tall. They're very dark in their complexion. Their hair is quite dark too, very long. Doesn't matter what gender. They do love to take care of their appearance. And they are always dressed to impress. That's another thing that's coming out of that. So what other messages are there? Oh, thank you. 5 of Swords. Yeah, they struggle with expressing their emotions, with expressing themselves verbally. Funny enough, when it comes to work, they know the exact words to say. They know exactly how to negotiate, how to communicate, how to influence, how to even manipulate. But when it comes to relationships, they tend to have internal battles with that. They just not verbally loving. They will show you through action. Okay, and we picked that out from the moon, and that's what makes them mysterious and very frustrating in a way, because it's kind of like you're going hot and cold with them, quite literally. Like, are you standing in one place? Are you with me? Are you not with me? Like, what is it that's going on in your head? So that's another indicator that they may be your soulmate. But as I say, they will show you through action. They may not necessarily say what they are feeling, but you will feel what they are feeling. They will show you. It will be clear through their action. And if their action is not enough, then they are not doing the action to show you what they're feeling, if that makes sense. Okay, another card. Please. Oh, I'll take it. We have the 4 of Wands. So, 4 of Wands tells me that they are actually, in fact, very family oriented. They are very, very well known in their community, which is what we picked out already. And they do eventually want to settle down. They do eventually want to have their own land. One thing I'm hearing. And they do want it to be in a countryside. I do feel like they're working in a city kind of environment at the moment. But once they do settle down, they want to be in a calm, nurturing environment. And they may well be already moved into that environment. It may be very well near where you live. Okay, they are getting onto that stage, excuse me, of life where they want to settle down. And it may be a place where there's a lot of rabbits, so definitely in the countryside. If you know somebody, apologies, if you know somebody with a lot of pets, a lot of like rabbits, chickens, so on, a beautiful field and garden and lots of insects, so it's definitely in the countryside, that have just moved in to the area, very, very, very near you, they know that they are your soulmate. Okay, so that's another indicator. Let's have a look at the astrology cards to see if we can have any more confirmations in respect of who your soulmate is. Okay, thank you. Pile number 3 is soulmate confirmation. Right, we have Mercury. So how you think, communicate, write, talk and travel. So it literally just analyzed everything I have said to you about this person. Okay, this is their style, this is the way they lead their life, the way they communicate, the way they handle emotions, work, travel and so on. Okay, they may appear as cold-hearted, but they're truly not. They are truly not. We have Capricorn. Well, surprise, surprise. The energy around you is serious, materialistic and hardworking. It bestows shrewdness and cautious ambition, apologies. They may well have Capricorn in the first, 4 planets, so rising sun, moon or Venus, as I like to say. And that actually explains their inability to verbally show you their emotions. Capricorns are not very good at that. They are people of action. They will absolutely show you how much you mean to them through action. They may actually be very well protective of you. So if you have met a person that's quite protective of you, but you don't understand why, because they didn't actually show you that they, or tell you that they are interested in you or how they feel about you and so on, know that this is their way of kind of marking their territory, and then they will deal with you like one step at a time. They have a system, okay, and it works for them. Very confusing to you, very mysterious, but I promise you that once they settle down, they are absolutely loyal. They are very loving. I have a lot of experience with Capricorn, so I can tell you this from first-hand experience, that they truly are a person of their word, and pun intended. So what I mean by that is they are very hardworking, and yes, they may be very well known for what they do and so on, but they do stick to one person, even if it is for life. So one last card, please. Oh, I'll take it. Vesta, the goddess within your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. Yes, so this tells me that it's almost like they will be worshipping you. They are spiritual themselves in a different way to what you know. Quiet dignity. Yeah, so they're not very flashy person. They're not a very flashy person either. Okay, they don't let other people know their private life. They will absolutely keep that private, a secret, keep it as, you know, a sacred thing for themselves. You will be protected, you will be worshipped, you will be looked after. Everything that they have to offer is just on another level. Capricorns always go all the way out there. So yes, so that's another confirmation. So they definitely have a Capricorn in their chart. It may well be that they also have Capricorn in Mercury, so please check that as well. Now, let's have a look at the Moonology messages for further clarification. They may also have, if they have Capricorn in one, they may also have a lot of fire in their chart, because we have a lot of wands, and wands signify fire element. So that will be another confirmation for you. Okay, I'll take that one. We have Truth, Moon rising. So again, they will be honest, they will be loyal, they will be sincere. The truth, just like the moons on this picture, it will come out eventually in respect of how they feel about you. Okay? The truth always reveals itself. So that's another message that is coming out. Okay. they are random thing again. Sometimes it just comes out. They are a fan of lobsters. They are a fan of seafood, and they like things to do with wolves as well. Wolves, yeah. Oh, drop that. Just a moment. Okay, so we have here, take a risk and face your fears. Nicely correlated. So yeah, when the spirit guides are saying take a risk and face your fears, they say that because it will not always be clear with this person what their intentions are. They may invite you on a date just out of nowhere. You like been working together for a couple of months, weeks, days, whatever, and it just comes out of nowhere without them showing you any intention or flirting with you beforehand or anything, and you're kind of thinking, what is this for? This is extremely weird. Or they may ask you to kind of take your relationship to the next step very quickly, very early on, because Capricorns don't waste time. Okay, it doesn't matter in which placement they have the sign in. They are very forward with what they want. They kind of like to hunt, just like the goat. And it may be intimidating for you a little bit. So what the spirit guides are saying, take that risk, face your fears, go for it, and the truth will eventually come out. You will not be hurt. You know why? Because they are your soulmate. So if all of these messages, confirmation, align with the person that you're dealing with or will be dealing with in the future, take that risk, face your fears, because the truth will eventually come out and it will be beautiful. Okay? So, thank you so much for joining pile number 3, and I shall see you next time. Bye.